Perfect Horror Podcast, episode 278, Lamar, Screamboat.
Joe, I think this is going to be the year of just ruining people's, young childhood cartoon heroes because we have Screamboat, which is related to Steamboat Willie because it's in public domain. And now we have another Disney character turned into a rageful killer.
Well, Lamar, let's talk about our first category. What do we think of the story?
So, Joe, now I want to make sure I say this point. I don't know if our audience will know, and it's important. This movie, wait for it, takes place in New York.
This stuff's made in New York City.
I don't know if you know that, Joe, from the multiple references to not just the ferry or landmarks.
And the people that live there.
This takes place in New York. And so they get on this ferry. But unbeknownst to them, there is a crazy-ass little rat with a vengeance. And he goes on a rampage. And, yeah, a lot of people just get murked like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, wow.
I love it. It was... Of all the public domain stuff that we reviewed, Lamar, I think this one was the most thought through.
Yes.
And they did the most with the character, everything. And it was pretty crazy.
Boy, I tell you. And the weird part about it to me is kind of like, you would think all the other ones would get it.
Yeah.
This one is like, yes, if you have this property, go crazy.
Well, what do you give it for story?
I gave it a 1, man.
Yeah, 1 point. Well, our next category, Lamar, is what do we think of the characters?
Joe, I'm going to say this. It's a lot of characters, but they're all different enough. But
yeah,
I feel like you want to discuss one character in particular.
Because, child?
Okay. Because I kind of have a problem with the child, too. And I know, we all know that you hate children in movies.
Yeah.
Or just in general.
Yeah, I just hate children in general.
You just hate children, yeah.
I don't like when children are in movies.
I liked all the other characters except this kid because he's set close to nothing.
Makes it a little more like sympathetic because you don't want him to kill a child, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's almost like spoilers. He has to be looked after from another, person on the ferry. Guy's doing his job. If that was me, I'd be like, listen, little boy, your little ass needs to speak up. You are too silent. I'm going to leave your ass on this boat. This kid was so quiet. I'm like, man, say something. Jeez, man.
But the other characters were all good. Like you said, they're all different. And then, of course, the main villain.
Oh, well, we'll talk about
good old Willie. Man. Like, he was fun. So.
He was fun, murderous. He's up to no good. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeves for just killing people. Like, he's a very creative killer, Joe.
And he's in love with the lead character as well for a specific reason, but that we shouldn't spoil.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but it's very clever how they did that. Like, that's one of the things I love about this is unlike the other kind of public domain movies, this one's like got some backstory to the character and everything. There's a reason why he's doing what he's doing that makes sense.
Exactly. Yes.
1 point for characters.
Gotta give it to him. Yes.
Well, Lamar, our next category is comedy.
They hit it out the park with comedy too, because is this movie making fun of New York or is just making fun of being in New York? Because I feel like it's a combination of the two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the director, he's a New Yorker, so I think he's just doing that. I will say this, I saw it in a pretty packed theater. There was a lot of people laughing out loud in my theater because it was funny.
Should have been. Yes.
And there was one scene in particular that got a lot of laughter. Let's just say there was relations going on and the rat interrupted the relations, Lamar.
He's a very inventive killer. We won't spoil it, but yes, he interrupted relations in a very vivid way.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, what do we give it for comedy, Lamar?
Gotta give it a 1. I was laughing.
Agreed. 1 point. Well, our next category, Lamar, is special effects and gore.
A lot of blood, a lot of practical stuff. Was there some I think there was maybe a digital thing here and there, but it's not bad digital stuff. It's not overused. So
yeah. Of course, they use forced perspective to make him
Yes.
look small, but then they also used a little puppet sometimes to get some movement out of him as well.
Little bit of green screen as
Little
well.
green
Yes.
screens. Of course, there was some dismemberment stuff,
Good
blood.
God. Yes. Yes.
I thought the special effects and gore was great, Lamar. I'm giving it a 1.
I gotta agree with you, man.
Well, Lamar, our last category is the use of the Disney references.
Well, let's just first go ahead and say this. Disney, don't frickin' sue us.
The hell with them.
Oh, well, damn. Well, we tried. So, this movie, like we said, is based off of a Disney character, but there's a lot of references that they tie in very cleverly. Should we spoil them? Because I feel like some of them are great.
There's a couple great ones. Go ahead.
The bachelorette party. They all look like Disney princesses.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
There's little quotes and stuff like that. There's a Frozen reference where I was like,
Which one? Like there was a guy that was trying to push his plot on how they should get out, and the lady's like, "Just let it go." You know?
see stuff, and then she said something like Frozen or something like. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it. Yes. Yeah, they're making fun of the whole Disney public domain thing, and you can and going back to what you said, it's thought out.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really good about it.
Even like they made use of the cartoon, the original cartoon, but they remade it. They reanimated it to fit their plot. That was great because it explained the character as well. So, what you giving it for Disney?
Well, I guess we don't like with Disney that much, but I'm going to give it 1 point, Joe.
I agree, Lamar. 1 point. Well, Lamar, we've tallied the score, and of course, this movie gets a 5 out of 5. Perfecto.
And every other public domain horror movie needs to stop production if you're working and go see this movie. See how they do it. Take notes. Watch our review, of course.
Yep.
And then take it to your movie because they do it perfectly.
They nailed it and left it off where there could be a sequel.
Did.
So we're excited for that too, right?
Yes, we are. Hell yeah.
Does that wrap it up then, Lamar?
Does.
All right. Peace.
Deuces.
Be my guest, put the service to the test.